Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps didn't necessarily sound like my kind of film, but I'm watching every Charlie Sheen film. So of course I gave it a watch. I went in with an open mind, and while I'm not going to say I'm really glad I had a reason to watch it, I did enjoy it more than I was expecting to. This was released in 2010. It's actually called Wall Street 2. It's a sequel to the 1987 film Wall Street, which I haven't seen, and I only realised after watching it that it was a sequel. I have actually seen the first film. I haven't reviewed it. It's been a long time since I saw it, so when I realised that this was a sequel, I did think, would I have enjoyed this more if I'd seen the first film more recently and it was more fresh in my mind? And honestly, I did a quick recap of the first film after watching this, and I kind of thought, no, I don't think my experience would have been enhanced if I'd watched them, say, back to back. But that is worth bearing in mind that if you haven't seen the first film, it might be worth watching. I don't think I've reviewed the first film, so I will actually do that at some point on my quest to watch and review every Charlie Sheen film. If for some reason my opinion of this film then changes, I will come back and leave a comment, but I'm not expecting that to be the case. This is directed by Oliver Stone, it's written by Alan Loeb and Stephen Schiff, and we have a cast including, of course, Charlie Sheen. We also have Michael Douglas, Shia LaBeouf, Josh Brolin, Carey Mulligan, Susan Sarandon, various others. Solid cast and really great performances. The narrative focuses on Gordon Gekko, who has been in prison for financial crimes, and he meets Jake, the partner of his estranged daughter, and uses him to try and take down Bretton James, who's causing problems for Keller Zabel Investments. It didn't sound interesting. When I read the basic description, I had a little less information than that going into it, but it didn't sound like my kind of story. But actually, it wasn't too bad. I think the reason I enjoyed it is because of how well written and believable the characters are. The performances there are brilliant as well. So the characters, for me, made this a pretty decent experience, but the narrative itself is well handled. There's nothing wrong with it. The pacing is very good. It's very detailed. There's a lot going on, and I didn't not like it. I didn't not like the narrative. But that being said, it took a back seat for me with the characters being more in the foreground. I was more interested in the characters, their personalities, any character development, than I was the specifics of the key plot points. But I liked it. I have no complaints about the story itself. We have some good camera work, some good lighting, the technical aspects, the music, all very well done. I have no issues with this at all, and I liked it more than I thought. That being said, if this sounds like your kind of film, if this is your kind of story, then absolutely you might have very different expectations to me. So I can sit here and say I like it even though it's not for me, but if you are really into this kind of film, you might really, really love it, or it might not deliver. And I'd love to know what you think of it in that regard. But if, like me, you think it's maybe not for you, but you're interested in somebody in the cast, give it a go, see what you think. You might be, as I was, quite pleasantly surprised. For me, as I said, largely based on the characters. They were really fascinating and really great performances. But the story works well as well. And I will at some point rewatch and review the first Wall Street. And as I said, I did do a quick recap of that film after watching this, but before recording this. And I don't think my opinion of this film will change or be affected. But if that is the case, I'll jump back and leave a comment somewhere. But for now, I'm pleased to say that Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps is a decent film. For me, better than expected. And if it sounds like a film for you, then I'd say it's worth watching.